Hey moms, working moms. Today I want to talk to you about being Wonder Women, because really that's what we are when we're working moms. It's 10 o'clock and I just sat down to my first cup of coffee, and I noticed I was wearing my Wonder Woman apron this morning with my Wonder Woman mug. I did all my dishes. My husband dropped the kids off to school, so that was awesome. And I want to pop in today and talk to you about being a working mom, because this is hard work, and I think people underestimate what it takes to find this elusive, work-life balance. Okay, let me tell you a little secret. There isn't any balance. It's all choices. You just have to choose. Where are you going to put your energy? Into working, or into your children, or into meals, or into keeping the house clean, and making money. All of that has to get wrapped up into it. So I want to talk to you today about what I do, and it's all going to change in a couple of weeks because the summer's coming. Hey Ashley, thanks for popping in. I'm talking about being Wonder Women, because we are. If we're working moms, we are. And so since my kids have been in school, they're the littlest one is 5. He's going to be 6 in September, and so he's going to be. They've both been in school full time for 2 years now, so I've had a bit more kind of balance in getting back to doing my work and not just sort of being all mommy all the time, which has been awesome. But for me, I've had to really, and it's only been recent, I've really had to be strict with the amount of time I put into my work and my family time. So, because here's the most important thing is for me is my family, and that's why I had kids. It's why I got married. Family. I want to be with them, and it's so easy, especially if you're in the event industry. That most of the time it's evenings and weekends. Most people work. They're getting married, so they want to meet with you in the evenings. Their weddings are on the weekends. That kind of stuff. So. This summer, I've been very selective in the weddings I've done, and I've finished the weddings I have right now up until September. I am not taking on any weddings this summer, and I'm quite excited about that, just to spend time with my kids. So that was a conscious decision. I did have people call me, and I just declined because I want to be with my kids, and I realized that the time is ticking. Like, there's only going to be so many more years when they don't want to hang out with me anymore. Mom, your mom, don't hug me, right? So, so now I'm very conscious. So I only do work during work hours. Right now is work time. This is considered work. And at 3 o'clock, I shut my office down for the day, or sometimes I stretch it to 3:15 if I'm really working on something. I get in the car and I hightail it to the school, pick up the kids, and then it is kid time and family time. If I have to squeak an occasional email in, I pass that, parenting responsibilities off to my husband before a certain amount of time. Hi, Sandy, thanks. So we have a great relationship that way. So, and by the way, if you have partners in your life, you should love them. Hi, nice to see you. Let them know how much you appreciate them, because my husband is like, he doesn't help me. He freaking lives here, so he probably does more laundry than I do. He cooks as many meals and does as many dishes. He sweeps the floor, which I hate doing, although I did sweep it today. So my point is, if you're complaining about the partner you have in your life, you're going to get more of what you don't love. So if you want to change the way things are happening in your life, you got to be grateful, and you'll see things start to shift. So fortunately, my husband's incredible, so I'm really, really lucky and grateful that he's such an equal partner in our lives. So with that comes the choice to, where am I going to invest my time and where am I going to put my energy? Because it's the struggle is real. Like, let's come on, talk about this. I visited a friend yesterday who's on mat leave, and she's in the event industry. And this woman is brilliant. Like, she's an incredible negotiator. She runs this massive venue space. She deals with, $100,000 clients and does it with ease. And when I was over her house, she's like, Jen, I don't know who I am. I don't even have a file system for my bills anymore. I don't know what's happened to me since I've become a mom. And I'm just like, I get it. I get it. There is this thing that happens when you are in demand all day long from a small, but how hard is it to take care of a small being, right? That's what most people think. It's not that hard, let me tell you. It is hard because the demands are constant. They're like, you turn around, they're making a mess, you turn around to clean up one mess, you turn around the next, there's another one. It's just never ending. And then you add in there lack of sleep if they're still waking in the night. And then you're expected to work when they rest, even though you haven't slept all night because you've been up. And it's like, you need superhuman strength. So, yes, we are Wonder Woman. Now, listen, I'm not saying I'm Wonder Woman. What I am saying is that you've never seen me and Wonder Woman in the same room at the same time. Let's just let that sink in, right? Okay, but all seriousness aside, all joking aside, seriously. Oh my God, single mother. Okay, props to the single mothers. They, honestly, I don't know if I could do it by myself. But I think, because I think my husband, he went away on a business trip for a couple of days one time, and it was like, oh my God, how do people do this? I think probably after a while you get into a rhythm and a routine, but you have to be very strict. That means like going to bed at 9 o'clock or 9:30 because you need sleep. You cannot run on empty. You cannot run your fuel tank with no gas in it. You need proper food. You need proper sleep. You need good nutrition. And if you want to have, hey, thanks, Meg. If you want to keep this up, like you can't burn the candle at both ends. And be great with your kids, and be great with your clients as well. Something's got to give. And usually what gives is our tolerance with our family, because they love us, and they're going to be fine with it. Lots of strategies. Good one. Yeah, you need strategies, Sandy. Oh my God, I couldn't. Yeah, kudos. It's one thing being a working mom. It's quite another being a working single mom or parent. I'm not saying moms alone here, obviously. So anyway, I just wanted to pop in and say, listen, it's okay to give yourself permission, because I didn't. When I first had my babies, I was trying to run my business, and I was like, I felt like this failure. Like, how are people making it look so easy? I am not handling this well. I am not sleeping. I took care of my clients, but I had very few of them, and I felt like exasperated because I was just. It's like all mommy all the time. I was touched out, and I was like, oh my God, I was nursing. I nursed till like they weaned themselves, like 2 years for the second one, almost. And that was what I was committed to. So I'm not saying I don't have any judgment of whatever you do is, a nurse or bottle feed or formula, or I don't care, whatever. I just want to say kudos and props to all the moms, the working moms out there. You are Wonder Women. Okay, that's all I wanted to pop in and say today. So I'm wishing you a great Thursday. The weekend is almost here. Yay! Great weather. Finally, we can get outside again and get outdoors and let the little munchkins run around. And, thank goodness for technology, too, because then you can kind of, keep up on your phone and answer clients. And although I do try, and this is what I would recommend, try not to be on your phone all day when you're with your kids. I know it's hard because you just think, I'm going to multitask, and that's going to be really easy to manage, but it's not. You're distracted with your clients because you may not be answering properly, and you maybe didn't make the notes you needed to, and things are going to fall. And your kids are like, Mommy, look at me. And you're like, hold on, I get one more email. Listen, I'm like guiltiest of all. So I'm really trying to be conscious. Work is work time, and family time is family time, and get some resources in place. I don't have that many, quite honestly. So any resources I have to pay for, which is like, oh my God. Yes, Meg, I know. Just need to back away, put the phone down, nobody gets hurt. And also things like waking up first thing in the morning and like checking your email. No, stop with the email and the news, the bad news. It sets you up. And email is, it's like they send it to you whenever they sent it to you. You don't have to reply right away. And it puts you in a responsive, reactive mode. So, excuse me. So when you read an email, you're like, oh my God, I gotta get up and do that. And that sets the tone for your day instead of just being with your kids and being present with them. And because if you had kids because you like them, most of us do, right? We like our kids. be with them. Really be with them. And when I started getting more disciplined about not checking my email first thing in the morning and not looking at Facebook when I get up, I try not to do that. Like, okay, what is my job? I'm going to get up here. I'm going to like go and put coffee on. That's the first thing. And make my kids lunch and food. And when they come down, like, welcome them. Like, oh my gosh, it's great to see you. And I recently had my kids do their own DISC personality stuff. I mean, I was pretty in tune with who they are. But I was surprised even to find out a little bit more about them that I hadn't realized. Excuse me. And it's helped me really celebrate them and all that they are. I should show you. You'll laugh. It's kind of embarrassing, but okay. This is what my older son James did. And for those of you with boys, this is a fart. He taped it to the wall and stood by it and made me take a picture of him and send it to his friends. I know. And I was like, oh my God, this living with boys, right? This is boys. Boys are all about, like, you know, bodily fluids and like whatever, sounds and stuff. So I did. I sent it to his best friend's mom. And I was like, I don't get them sending this to you. But now I'm like, I relish these moments because this is the character building stuff. This is the stuff that makes life memorable, and so it is funny, and I try not to be too hard about stuff like that. You know what? I'll post that picture in the feed below this video. It's so fun, right? I know, it's so funny. But anyway, the point is, life is more enjoyable when I'm present with whatever I'm doing. With my kids, just be present with them. With my work, be present. And when it's time to shut it off, shut it off. And you know what I found out? Here's another thing. As a wedding planner, well, it doesn't matter what you do. You know, we love what we do and we're committed and we have all these clients that we deal with and we pour our heart and soul into it. But here's what I found after 10 years, and I learned it pretty early on as well. We are not these couples or our clients' best friends. We are a business transaction. And it sounds harsh, but it's time we start looking at ourselves like that too. There's nothing wrong with being related and being awesome with people and being amazing, but at the end of the day, we're a business transaction. They pay us for a product or a service, and we take their money and we deliver that product or service. And then they go home to their families. So don't give up your families and don't sacrifice your family time and what you want out of this life for people that will be moving on the day after their wedding. I've given so much. One of the weddings I did near the beginning when my first child was born, he wouldn't take a bottle despite trying. I took it early on. I was like, oh, we got this. I'm gonna give him a bottle. I'll go to this wedding at 4 months old, no problem, right? Then we continued to nurse, and I thought, oh, okay, I should reintroduce the bottle again. Do you know that he wouldn't take it? I tried for like a month, and I had to email this bride and said, I'm really sorry. I am the food source. Like, sorry, I'm not going to leave my kid and let him starve for 24 hours because it's your wedding, right? So I can't. I'm going to have to give you somebody else to manage your day, and I have amazing people, and don't worry, I'll get handled, and it'll be fine. And she said, listen, I have had many struggles in my life. She had survived cancer, and she said, I'm used to accommodations and making things work for people, and we really love it if you could be there. So we'll set up an extra room, and you can just have your baby there. And I was like, oh, it's so accommodating and thoughtful. So I did it. I brought my 4-month-old to a wedding. I had to bring 2 extra assistants, which I didn't charge for, but I had to pay for. And my husband came and set us up, and he stayed. He was going, I'll just help you get dropped off and get set up, and then he's going to go. He stayed for like 3 hours. People were like, chew, oh, cute baby. No, do not touch my baby. And I realized it's like, at the end of it, I got this beautiful message. She called me up and she left me this lovely message, and I wrote it all down, and then I never heard from her again. And it was like the penny dropped. These people are not my best friends. Yeah, teamwork for sure, but these clients are not your best friends. After they're married or after they give it the product or service that you provide, they move on with their life. Hey, Garnet, thanks for popping on. So, my point is, you have to set up boundaries for the way you do business and the way you do life. You have these children and your family because you want them in your life and you love being with them. So don't sacrifice them for a client that at the end of it is you just become a business transaction. It doesn't mean you don't give yourself fully, and it doesn't mean any of those things. It just means you have to guard what and when you will invest, and charge accordingly. And be Wonder Women and Wonder Men. Darn it. Oh my gosh. So we're talking about being like single people and parents and mothers. It doesn't matter whether you're man or woman or married or not married or single. Just be awesome. Be wonderful. Wonder people. So that's all I'm going to say for today. That was longer than I planned to be, but thanks for popping on, you guys. I just had this thought this morning. I thought I should check in. Don't let people tell you how to do life or business or tell you that you're going to get left behind. Thanks, right? Nice mug. You're not going to get left behind. There will always be brides. There will always be business. Commerce just continues. So don't be afraid to say no. And it's okay to put up your boundaries and to set your life, because you'll find that life is infinitely more joyful when you get what you want out of it. We're not here to run ourselves into the ground for other people. You set up a business so you could be independent, not so you could, be a gopher for everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry. So that's my business. That's my business. That's my note for business today. So be awesome. Be wonder people, men and women. And next time you see me in the room, you might know I am actually Wonder Woman. Well, so are you, though. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Have an awesome day. Let's check back in soon. Take care. Bye.